Hello, welcome back to Helen Phelan Studio. Today is a 30-minute bodyweight Pilates class that focuses on the obliques, or the side abs, and the glutes, your butt. So two of my favorite muscle groups to work because it's really challenging, but it's also really fun and really satisfying to get through this one. And if you do take this and enjoy it, I hope that you subscribe, like, comment below, all that jazz, as well as do me a solid and send this class to a friend. All right, I hope you have fun, and I'll see you on the mat.
Hello and welcome back to Helen Phelan Studio. Today you don't need any equipment, just a body weight class, and we are going to go through some really fun and I think very satisfying transitions. It's really seamless today, so I hope you enjoy, and we'll get started laying on your back. Remembering that the theme of this collection is all about listening to your body, so I'm going to be talking a bit about where we want to be feeling things, how we want to be feeling things, and we'll get started with our core. So bring your legs up to a tabletop position right away, just to start. Shins are parallel to the ground, and I'm hugging my rib cage down to the floor. Really simple chest lift. To exhale, curl your head and chest up. Look in at your belly button. And inhale, lower your head and chest back down. Let's repeat that same simple curl and return to the floor a few more times. Try to make that curl happen without moving your pelvis, without tucking your tailbone under. And we're here for two. Hug those ribs into the hips. Keep your head heavy in the hands. Pay attention there. And now curl up and extend the right leg out on your diagonal. Single leg stretch, you're familiar with that one. And then exhale, extend out through the left leg. Inhale, bringing it back in. A few more times. Big curl to reach out through the leg. Inhale, return it back down. And exhale, curl to reach out through the opposite leg. A few more times, single leg stretch. I want my shoulder blades to get off the floor each time. Last time right. Last time left. All we're gonna add on here is our crisscross. So this time I'm gonna curl up, twist to the left, extend the right leg straight. Inhale through center, stay in your curl, twist to the opposite side. Inhale through center, big twist, exhale. Inhale through center, big twist to exhale again. We're here for a little bit. Use your breath out to help you twist deeper. Inhale back through the center. We're here for two. And one. Now hold your twist. I'm focused, I'm twisted towards the right. Right leg is in tabletop, left leg is straight. You also have the option to recover and rest that left leg on the floor. Now only the upper body is going to twist left, back to the right, and then twist again. So no legs, twist right, back to the left, and then twist again. So I've just added a little extra twist into that crisscross. I'm still alternating sides, but I'm getting two twists for each one time that I change my legs. Thinking armpit to knee. Not letting the hips shift from side to side. Now I want you to hold the twist to the left. I'm focused towards the left. My right leg is going to take the ittiest bittiest little circles here. If your foot is on the floor, you're holding it on the ground. Keep those hips really still. Reverse the circle the other way. Can you curl up even deeper with that upper body? It's 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in. We're not going to rest too much here because we're going to take that right into plank. So I know we only did one leg. We're going to revisit that later on in class. I want you to give yourself a little momentum. Rock yourself up to seated. Crisscross at the ankles. And make your way up into a plank position. So puff your chest up. Give me like 2 or 3 of these little scapula push-ups just to make sure that that upper body is alive and well. Sliding the shoulder blades away from the ears, walk it out to plank, or your kneeling plank is also a great option. Squeezing into those butt cheeks. Your butt is part of your core here. Really dive into engaging those glutes, driving your knuckles away from the ground. So your right leg, important because we just did the right leg circles, your right leg is going to twist into the left elbow, back to plank. Into the left elbow, back to plank a few more times. Exhale, big twist. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, big twist. Inhale, back to plank. Abs should be pretty tired already in class. We're here for 3. 2, you get a little break after this. Last 1, step it back, butt to the sky. Just a little moment of down dog, not too long. Maybe a shift from side to side. Now undulate through that spine, bring it back into your plank, squeezing into your glutes. This time I'm gonna separate my feet as wide as the mat, lower down to my elbows, come back up to the hands. Now change the side that leads there, so you come down on the opposite side and back up. A few more times. Again, your knees can be down for these. As long as your hips are nice and stable, it doesn't matter to me which one of those you choose. Should feel sustainable. We're only 6 minutes into class though, so we want to be able to keep going. Last time on either side, down with the right, down with the left. I want you to hold the forearm plank. I'm gonna walk my feet back to hip width apart. I'm gonna show you the first version on straight legs, then I'll show you a knee bent version. So my right knee is coming to my right elbow. I'm gonna dip my left hip down, come back up to plank, same side. If you're on your knees, it just looks the same. Knee down, hip down, back to plank, all right? I want 5 more. Same, just the right leg over and over. I know it's tiring. We're gonna even out on that second side in a little bit. Just 3 more. Exhale it in. It's okay if your knee isn't touching your elbow all the way. And last time, holy moly. Why did I do this to myself? Back up, separate those feet nice and wide. Walk it back up to the hands. Down dog. Well, that was fun. Pedal through your feet a few times. Okay, so remembering where you're feeling this in your body. This is a moment to check in. Should be through the right side of your waistline, that right side of your torso, because we've done only unilateral work really so far. So we're going to continue that. Give yourself a little stretch for that space by stepping your left foot all the way forward. My ankle is right underneath my hands, right underneath my knee rather, as you can see. And I want to curl my tailbone under, squeeze through this right glute. You should feel a nice stretch in your hips here. And to get this into your abdominals, rise up tall. Don't let your back arch. Hug it under. Lift that right arm up to the ceiling. Now, if you're feeling like your balance is not cooperating, you can turn out this top leg, or you can keep it parallel. But really the important part is the lift up as we side bend to the left. So all of that space that was just working should now feel a really, really welcome stretch on recovery from all that. Try to get your right bicep closer to your ears. Try to bring your chest even more forward. Try to really send all your breath through that right side of the body. And then carefully come back upright. Check in with the way that your body feels right now, listening in. We might feel a little bit lopsided, but we're gonna transition into lower body. And I'm doing this intentionally, one side at a time, so we can really drive home what movement feels like in our body and compare and contrast. I'm a big fan of that. So I want you to take your hands to the floor, tuck through your back foot, and just give me a little scoot in so that lunge is a little narrower. You're gonna use your abdominals to come upright, but I'm still staying pretty low here. I don't wanna come all the way up into a back bend. This is a nice long diagonal line. Then you're gonna shift your weight forward so you're just barely on the tippy toes on that back foot, and you guessed it, step the back foot in, reach it back out. Inhale in, exhale, reach. Inhale, drive it home. Exhale, reach it out. Can you give your shoulder blades a little extra pinch together? Try to keep the ribs wrapped together rather than splaying at the chest. A few more times, sinking that butt a little closer to the floor, pulling the left hip back so both hips are square to the front of the room. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Extend that back leg back. Now, we're going to change what's going on in our spine. You're going to bend the back knee, Come vertical. See how tall I am, ribs on top of the hips. Again, we get that same stretch happening through the front of the leg, but I don't want to hang out here for too long. I'm going to come right back up to front leg. So my front leg is always bent. Can we do this without putting our weight in the front, in the back leg? So it's really controlled and supported the whole time. The left butt cheek should be working. Inhaling front, exhaling down. You know what, let's change that up. Let's actually inhale to go down. Use your exhale to help you lift up, because that's what we have to push. That's when we have to push through that standing leg. And the exhale really helps us there. Exhale, engage through your pelvic floor to come forward on that diagonal. We're here for another 3, 2, and 1. Come forward, stay forward. Now, the hips are staying exactly the same, torso is staying exactly the same, but I'm gonna pitch my torso forward and then lift it right back up. So I'm not arching and I'm not rounding, I'm just hinging at my pelvis, my sits bones flare behind me, everything resets. Everything hinges down, everything resets. Little extra sweeping action of the arms helps to drive that home. Fire up your triceps, fire up the backs of the arms. Should feel like you're flying here a little bit. Jack, we're flying. Exhaling back, inhaling up. Ooh, catch your balance. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Reach your fingertips towards your toes. Option to hold here, or if you want to go into a little balance check, rise up at that front heel, tap it back down. Rise up at that front heel, tap it back down. Try to reach the heel through the floor each time. Drive it down. Open up the collarbones a bit more. More pinch between those shoulder blades. Weight all in that front leg for 3, 2, almost there. 1, hands to the floor. Step that right leg way out. Back to our runner's lunge. Now, we're gonna set that back knee down. Walk the left foot outside the right hand. Rock onto the pinky toe, just to see what's happening with my foot there. I'm rocking onto the pinky toe, then back to flat. And if you want even more for your hips here, you could even carefully bring this down to the elbows. If that feels more restrictive than productive, come back up to the hands. Our bodies are all a little different. And this is about making your body feel the best, not about trying to mimic what I'm doing or what your roommate's doing, whatever. Okay, one last time. If you're on those elbows, make your way gently back up to the hands. And now step the left knee back, transitioning again really smoothly right down to the floor. We're already set up for some upper body, for some posture. So fingertips are lined up, actually aligned. Let's come down almost like you're in a forearm plank. Elbows are right underneath your shoulders. You're gonna exhale, rise up at the chest, open up at the heart, and then inhale, tuck the toes under, lift up to forearm plank. Carefully set those hips down, untuck the toes, lift up at the heart. So it's not a huge movement, but it does act as a stretch for the abdominals. Tuck the toes under, squeeze your butt, forearm plank. Now this can also be done up to just the knee plank instead. If coming up to your toes is not working out today, just looks like this. It's actually a little bit smoother of a transition, so if you prefer to do that, totally fine. And if you want to add a little bit more extension of your spine, as you press up, push through long elbows, but we shouldn't feel achy in the low back. Keep driving the sits bones, the pubic bone through the floor. Carefully control those elbows back down to the ground, lifting up to your forearm plank. Carefully setting it down. Exhaling, shoulders away from the ears. I'm looking at the horizon line where the floor meets the ceiling rather than up at the sky. Control it down. That's almost a push-up. A little foreshadowing, just letting you know. We're here for 2. Are you almost ready to do the whole thing again from the beginning? Hopefully. And hold this forearm plank. We hold, squeeze into your glutes. Can you pull the floor towards your toes for 10? Make sure you're breathing. Just because we're holding the position doesn't mean we're holding our breath. Give me just 3 more seconds. Squeeze those glutes and recover. Flip it on over. We're doing it all again. So good news is you already know everything that we're going to do today. Bad news is we are doing again. So hands behind the head, tabletop those legs. Let's go back just to the single leg stretch. You're going to curl up, reach the left leg out on your diagonal. Inhale back to the ground. So we're starting from that very beginning of class, skipping the curls because we've nailed those. But moving just as thoughtfully and as slowly as we did the first time around, even though you can kind of predict what's coming up next here. Exhaling to reach through that leg. Inhaling to bring it back in. Last time to the right. And now this time you're going to curl up, twist towards the right as you rotate the left. Come through the center, stay in your curl. Twist to the left as you reach through the right. Basic bicycle crisscross crunch. Remember, there are layers to this. If you need to rest your head in between or do just the lower body, that's also totally fine with me. Make it your own. Making it your own requires paying attention to how the movement is making you feel. We want to be in that discomfort zone. It shouldn't necessarily feel like pleasurable, but it should feel sustainable, should feel good and challenging. Now, twisting to the right. You're going to give me an extra twist. Come back to the right, changing everything. Now, just the upper. Back to the start, change everything. Back to the twist. Legs don't move for the first twist. And then everything changes. So we've added on that like bonus twist. Take your time. All right, this time I want you to stay focusing to the right. Extend that left leg. Here come those little circles. Left leg out and around. Don't move your hips. Can you curl up a little bit higher? Reverse that circle the other way. I promise I'm going to give your low back and your abs a little stretch at the end of this for 2. And 1, hug it all the way in. Not too much downtime. You're going to hug those knees in. Fun transition, rolling like a ball to come up. Crisscross at the ankles, shimmy it back, or just meet me on your all fours, however you can get there. And you're going to set yourself up either in your strong knee plank or your strong straight leg plank, either or. Squeezing into the glutes, push away from the ground, press through the knuckles. Now, crisscross mountain climber, all left leg. Exhale, twist into the right, take it back. Twist into the right, take it back. Lighting up now this left side of the body, creating that symmetry. We might be a little more tired this time around, but at least we know what to expect. It's 2, 1, step it up to a down dog, enjoy. All right, I want your priority in down dog to always be a flat neutral spine rather than straight legs. So straight legs can come with time after we locate neutral. Hug those ribs in, slide the shoulders away from the ears, let the heels melt, and maybe start to extend through the legs as long as that doesn't cause you to round into the low back. Should feel quite amazing on the calves on the lower leg. And then we're going to rise back up through the tippy toes, back into your plank. Legs are as wide as your mat for more support. Drop down with control to the left elbow, the right, back up to the hands. Down with the right, down with the left, up with the right. Notice how I'm putting my elbow right underneath my shoulder and then my hand replaces it. I'm also trying to control the descent just as much as I'm controlling the press up off the ground. There's equal resistance there. Knees are down if you prefer, if that's what feels best today. All right. Holding this forearm plank, walk our feet back together. Left knee, left elbow, dip your right hip down, back up, step it to plank. All right, there's a lot going on here. Left knee, left elbow. Dip the opposite hip down. Bring it right back up and reset. Squeeze your bottom. Few more. I know you hate me right now, but we stretch after this. 2 more. Final time. Step it back to plank, widen those feet. Let's come up to plank once more. Should be a little shaky in those arms. Let's hold that strong plank, tippy toes. Open up at the heart without sinking the chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently take those knees down. Okay, that was kind of crazy. Step your right foot forward, ankle right under the knee like last time. Tuck the tail under. Press those hips forward. Enjoy that opening through the hip flexors, through the thighs. And then use your abdominals to walk yourself up tall. To reach that left arm up to the ceiling. Don't arch the back. Keep it supported. We're not hanging in our skeleton. We're using our muscles. And you're going to grow taller as you side bend to the right. Remember, you can always open this foot up to the side, which makes it a little bit more manageable to balance. Oh my goodness, this should feel absolutely incredible on that side body. Try to glue that top arm to your top ear. Reaching out through that wrist as if I could push past the wall. Opening the chest, balance. Opening the chest a little bit more without arching that low back. And then carefully swinging it back to the ground. Tuck through the back foot. Give me a little hop in through that back leg so you have a more supported stance. Use your abdominals to help you rise to that high lunge without falling over, or grab a chair, grab the wall, whatever you need to do to make it happen. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. We're active at the upper back. Shifting the weight almost 100% forward. Step the back leg in, step it back. Inhale in, exhale back. Now, I'm certainly feeling a little wobblier on this side. That could be for a million reasons. We're tired. We've already done it once. We're already more than halfway through class. Way more than halfway through class. Just a few minutes left. But also our bodies are rarely perfectly, if ever, perfectly symmetrical from right to left. So we lean into that. We sink a little lower. We enjoy that challenge. Feel the right hip lighting up. Try not to let tension creep into places that you don't need it, namely face, neck, shoulders, all that. I'm also not squeezing my pelvic floor like a stress ball. I want to go inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Arms wherever feels comfortable. Can we minimize this weight shift back and forth? I'm talking to myself. Inhale and exhale. For 2. For 1. Now that back leg extends. Spine is going to tip vertical as you tap that back knee to the floor without resting, and then pitch your torso forward again. Ribs are on the hips, wrapping together. Ooh, good stretch. Bring it forward. Think about that stretch more than you think about how intense the right butt cheek is right here. I want you to visualize how this is strengthening your posterior chain, your back body, while releasing the front of the body, correcting our screen posture. Talk more about that in the Proud Posture collection if you're interested. Oh my goodness. Let's go 3 more times. 2. We're going into that torso hinge last time. Pitch yourself forward and stay. Keep your weight over that front leg. Make sure you're not opening up at the hips. Pull the right butt cheek back. Keep that front knee bent. Pitch the torso forward. Nice flat neutral spine. Exhale. Hug the abs in to lift yourself up. Inhale to hinge down. Exhale around the abs to lift. If you zero in on my stomach here, look, I'm relaxed. Inhale. Exhale. Use that hugging, corseting feeling to support your back body. I'm not sucking in, I'm wrapping. Sucking in is adding more pressure. Wrapping is support. Oh my goodness, right butt cheek. Last time. Reach those arms out at your sides and then maybe add that heel lift and lower, or you can just practice holding. Push that heel down through the floor. Don't let it fall, press it. Let's go 3. Singing helps. 2, maybe flutter your lips on the exhale. 1 more for good luck. Hands to the floor. Not a moment too soon. Step that left leg back. Gently lower that back knee. Open right foot outside the hands. Rock to the pinky toe. Rocking to the outside edge of my front foot. Showing you my calluses. Releasing tension through that right hip. We've got a few more. If you like, you can come down to those elbows. Taking your time. You can even linger anywhere that you need in that stretch. Try not to grip your pelvic floor. Let it go. Practice getting comfortable, relaxing that pelvic floor. A lot of us get stuck in that locked up state. So it takes a little more attention, a little more listening to remind it to relax. Especially when we're stretching. It's uncomfortable. You don't need to add extra gripping. Okay. Carefully come up to the hands, straighten through the back leg, walk the foot inside the hands, and we're just going to step that foot back. Smooth transition back down to the mat. Okay, a little bit different this time around than what we did before. I'm gonna go into a chest lift, an arm reach forward, a squeeze back in and lower. So I'm starting with my thumbs lined up with my nipples here. Exhale, lift up, squeeze between those shoulder blades. Keep the heart open as your arms reach overhead. Squeeze it back in and rest it back down. Exhale, lift, reach, squeeze between the scapula, set it down. Maybe you take a little longer in this pull back part, really squeeze through the air. Hug those abs away from the ground. Remember, I said hug, not suck in. Last time. Hold it here, little pulses between the scapula for 4, 3, no bouncing. 2, 1, hands to the ground. Don't rest yet. Hands right in line, thumbs right in line with the nipples. Tuck the tailbone under, squeeze your butt. Push up to knee plank or straight leg plank. I'm gonna stay on my knees for these. Pilates push-ups, elbows face back towards the toes. Complete external rotation of the arms, open heart. Lower all the way down, tap your chest to the floor. Lift all the way back up. All the way down, all the way back up. If getting all the way down to the floor isn't happening for you today, I want you to do this standing up against the wall. Bring your chest all the way to the wall. The further you walk your feet out, the more it feels like a plank. And you practice doing it against the wall until you can come to the mat and get your chest all the way to the floor. We want to get that full range. Now, little bonus extra credit for you. You're going to come down, chest release, back to the floor, push it back up, down, heart opener, squeeze between those shoulder blades, to the floor, back up. For our final 3, if you want to take it to straight leg, by all means, give it a go. The up is the hardest part, so I want to think curling my tailbone under, locking out your back flat as a board at the top, so I'm not coming up like the worm. Inhale, control it down. Exhale, chest lift. Tuck that tailbone under. Use your knees if you need to, but don't body roll on the way up. Last time. Hug the abs in, squeeze, push away from the ground. We hold that plank just like we did before. It's just about 10 seconds, it's nothing. Knees down if you want. Squeezing through those glutes, open up at the collarbones, press the back of the head up to the sky. Look at how clenched my butt cheeks are here for 3, 2, 1, butt to the ceiling. We did it. Whew. Little shift from side to side. Gently place those knees down. Knees go as wide as the mat. We finish with a little child's pose. Resting your forehead on the ground. Walk the fingertips forward. Push them down through the floor. Drive gently those ribs in the opposite direction. One final deep breath. Drag those arms along the floor as you begin to stack your spine back to vertical. Visualize all the little bones of your back. Ooh, I'm shaky. Shoulders on the ribs, head on the shoulders. One last little head circle. And let's tie it off there. Hope you're feeling great. Let me know in the comments below or find me over in our Mighty Networks group. And I look forward to checking out the Listening to Your Body cardio class that goes in this collection for this week as well. Let me know if you double them up. I want to see how they feel. I programmed them together, so they should feel really nice as a unit. All right, that's it. See you soon.